students. I hope you're all doing well. Are you all prepared to the last session topics? Today we are going to see chapter 3, session 13. This is function and charts in Excel part 2. Okay. In this session, we are going to see the types of charts. Okay. Before going to that topic, let us recall the contents whatever we discussed in last class. So first we saw what are functions and how to insert a function, and next mathematical function, statistical function, and auto sum. Right? You know how to insert function, you know what is mathematical function, statistical functions, and auto sum. Mathematical functions mean what? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Statistical function means minimum, maximum, count, count all, average. Okay, so this is all about functions, and today we are going to discuss types of charts and how to create a chart, components of a chart, how to modify a chart, how to move a chart, finally how to resize a chart. Okay, first we are going to see what are charts. Now I'm going to tell you what is chart. How does a chart look like? It's a plain, a thick sheet. In that sheet you can draw anything you want. So that is chart, right? In real life, we call the chart as a drawing material. Here in the system, we are going to create a chart as a pictorial format which is used to represent data. Okay, a chart is used to represent data in a pictorial form. It is easy to understand and use a chart, right? Now we are going to see the components of a chart. For this content, I have created a sample chart. Later I'll tell you how to create a chart. Okay. Now for 4 items, I am giving you the price. How to enter the price? You all know how to enter the data. Huh? Serial number, fruits, price per kg. So serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, and fruits are apple, grape, orange, kiwi. So 30, 35, 25, 55 are the rate for the fruits. Now look at this. In this, I've just look at this. Here price is given. Okay. Here fruits is given. Here the heading is given. And here the values is okay. So now what are those things and what is this lines? Okay. These are all we call it as components. Okay. This is y-axis, this is x-axis, this is your title, chart title, this is grid lines. These are all we call it as chart components. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the picture. Now look at this carefully. Here I'm calling this line as x-axis, and left side this is y-axis, and the top price per kg is chart title, and here lines is given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These lines are calling it as grid lines. And here a collection of fruits is given in different colors. That is called legend. We call it as legend. So this everything all together I'm calling it as components of the chart. Now we are going to see the types of chart. How many types we have totally? There are 5 types of chart In this chapter, we are going to see totally 5 types. One is column chart, another one bar chart. We call this both as bar chart. Okay, column chart, bar chart looks either horizontal or vertical. This is we call it as bar chart or column chart. Now this looks like this, right? You can either make it in this way also. This is bar chart which goes vertically. Okay? This is bar chart. And horizontally that goes, we call it as column chart. And this is pie chart. Okay? This is pie chart. And this is area chart. We call this as area chart. Let me write it. And this we call it as area chart. Okay, this is area chart and this is for you. What is this? It looks like a line, right? So this is line chart. Now how to create a chart? You know now how many types are there in the chart. Now we are going to see how to create a chart. Steps to create a chart. Select the fields, include the headings. Click Insert tab, Chart Spread. Now we will see this practically how to create a chart. Okay. And after creating a chart, how to modify a chart. You have to follow these three chart tools so that using these three chart tools you can modify your chart. Okay. And next one, modify a chart. Again, using those three chart tools, how can you modify? What is mean by modify here? If you want to change the pattern for my chart, I can change. Where can you see here design? So how many chart tools we saw now? Three. Design, layout, format. So using these three, I'm going to change any pattern I want. Okay. And next thing is, look at this. After design, what we say? Layout. Okay. I'm going to take layout option here. Okay. And in that layout, if I want chart title, axis, legend, data, or if I want 3D rotation, chart, anything what do I need, I can do it with the layout. Okay. And the next one is here, I'm going to use a format option. Okay. This layout, this is format option. In this format option, if I want to do any text fill or any shape fill, or if I want to make the picture item bold, anything I want, I can do it with this format. Okay. And this is called modify a chart. Next is moving a chart. Okay, how to move a chart from one place to another. For that, you have to go to Design tab. Then you will see one small icon there, Move Chart. You have to click the Move Chart. Now it will ask you whether you want to create as a new sheet or you want to put it as an object in. Then you click OK. How it looks like? Look at this. Once you press this new chart, you will see this option. Okay, once you press this new chart, you will have this option like new sheet or object name. Okay, I'll show you practically now. And next is resizing the chart. So what you will do in this resizing, you will select a chart out what type of chart you want to resize. You will select that particular chart. You will go to Format tab. Once you go to Format tab, there you will see the icon height or width. Okay? Height or width. You can adjust your height and width, okay, so that the size of the chart will be reduced or maximized. Okay, and now I'm going to tell you how to create a chart and how to apply the design and how many types of chart we have. Let us look a small work, practical workbook. Now I'm going to apply some content. After applying some content, going to insert. You can see so many type of charts here. So totally these are five types, right? Column, line, pie, bar, area. I'm choosing column. Now I have got column. I'm going to modify using a design chart tool. I'm selecting and I'm giving whatever the design format I need. Okay. After selecting it, I'm going to change the components of my chart. I'm going to chart layout and changing the components. I'm going to rename the component as x-axis. What is x-axis? Fruits. What is y-axis? Price. Okay. So I'm going to change it as price. Once I get fruits and price, now my column chart is done. Okay. I'm going to apply now another type of chart. Now pie chart for the same time. This is how it looks. Now this is line chart. Okay. After applying the now I'm going to show you the line chart once again. Look at that. This is line chart. Okay. And I'm doing it for all the same contents. And next I'm going to apply bar chart. Okay. And finally I'm going to apply area chart. So this is how all the type of charts I can apply for the same content. Understood? If I want to change the modifications. If I want to go for other charts also I can go. Okay. The type, category, everything you can modify. So this is programming in Java chapter 4 part 1. The contents of the chapter programming in Java for this session. We are going to discuss first introduction to programming, next introduction to Java program and how to implement the Java program in text editor, introduction to BlueJ. Next, after writing the program, we will compile and execute it. Finally, we are going to discuss the components of a Java program. Okay, so now first, what do first one? What is the option? Introduction to programming. Okay, so introduction to programming, you must know first what is programming. You know what is Excel, you know what is Word, all the documents. So these type of MS Office application software will receive the commands or any written statements from you. But if you see the programming, in that name itself, it has program. We discussed in last or first chapter what is a software? A software means a set of programs. And what is a program? A program will take collection of instructions from you, a set of instructions. And those instructions will be converted into machine understandable language. And now we are going to see the exact definition for programming. Okay, are you ready? So here, what is programming? We have programming for designing, coding, testing, and debugging computer programs. So, the process of designing, first one, identifying. Okay, so you will identify the problem first, then you will design, code, test, and debugging will happen in this programming. So this is actually a 5-step process where you will do one by one. Once you plan to write a program, you must keep these 5 steps in your mind. First one, identifying the problem. Second, designing. Third, coding. Fourth, testing. And finally, debugging. So what you will do with identifying the problem first? So you must plan what happens if you write a code and if there is any solution for it. To find a solution, we write programs. Actually, we write programs to find some solutions in computer. That's why we write a program. So for that program, we have 5 processes. By this step by step only we write a program. So you understood what is programming? Okay. Now I'm going to show you. First, you will identify the problem. Then, for that, if you want a solution, you will design on your own what will be the solution. You will design it. And after writing the solution, you will test it whether you will write a code. Okay, just a rough plan you will do, then you will write a code means a program which the computer understands. Okay, so that may be any type of program, either Java, C++, HTML, anything, any language that supports the code, that you can write it so that you can identify your solution. And next, after writing the code, you must check whether the code is correct or not. Okay. For that, what you will do? You will identify whether there is any bug. What does mean by bug? Results. Okay. So it was first coined by Grace Hopper. Okay. Grace Hopper, when he saw that a bug, a moth was trapped in the hardware. Okay, it was sitting in the hardware of Mark II calculator. So once he found that moth, what happened? His calculations were missing. It was not correct. So what did he do? He just named it as a bug. So on that time onwards, if anything goes wrong in the system, if you get an error, we call it as bug. Okay. And now once you test your code, if there is an error or not, you will debug it. What does mean by debugging? You will clear the error. Okay. Once you clear the error, what happens? Your program is free to execute now. Now you all know the 5 process of programming, right? Okay. Now let us enter into introduction to Java. Now we are going to see a programming language for you. In this chapter is Java programming language. Okay. For that you must know who developed Java programming language. So Java programming language was developed by he is James Gosling. Okay, he is James Gosling. It is a powerful programming language which was developed at Sun Microsystems in 1995. He developed the Java programming language. And now we are going to see what is Java. It enables means it allows you to play online games. You can play video, audio, or you can chat with people around the world. Using this programming language, you can do all sorts of things which is able to do when you program it with Java. Okay, so these are all the options you can do it with the help of Java programming language. Okay, so now we are going to see this Java is dependent language or independent language. Can it be useful in only one system or many systems? Java is widely used because it is a platform independent language. Okay, it can be used in all the systems, or we can say it in this way, it is a cross platform language. You can use it in all the operating systems. Okay, so that is what they are saying here. It is platform independent language. And now this Java code we can also call it as ORA. Okay, WORE. What does it mean? It is you can write it once and run it anywhere. So that is what it says. You can write the program once and you can run it anywhere. So anywhere in the sense any text editors. Now we are going to see what are the text editors that is useful for Java. Now once you write the Java program, you can run it with the help of Java text editors. So what is text editors? Where you can write the program, that is Java text editor. First one, you can write it with the help of Notepad. Second, NetBeans, BlueJ, Eclipse, JEdit, JSource, and so on. You have so many editors. For this chapter, we are going to use the editor. What we are going to use? We are going to use BlueJ. So BlueJ is a Java development kit. We are going to use the text editor for Java program. Okay. Now we are going to see the introduction to BlueJ text editor. Okay. So BlueJ text editor, it is mainly developed for educational purposes and small scale software development in Java. Okay. So this BlueJ software means this BlueJ text editor, it is mainly it is developed for Java. So we can use this BlueJ in your system to easily develop a code. It is very easy for beginners. Okay, it will be suitable for beginners like you students. You can also use the predefined statements which is given in BlueJ text editor and write a code which according to your necessary. Okay. Now, this is your BlueJ version. So, in your textbook, it is BlueJ version 4.0.1. You can use 4.1 version also. I'll tell you how to install this BlueJ. So, need not worry about it. Okay. And now, we are going to see this BlueJ. It is free or it is cost. Okay, you need not worry about it. It is absolutely free and open source software. So you can download it in internet anytime. Okay, for free of cost. So that once you download it, you can run. Okay, with the help of Java development kit. You can run this using Java development kit. We call it as JDK in short. And now I'm going to show you how to install this BlueJ software. Are you ready? Yes, look it carefully. I'm going to tell you the procedure for installing BlueJ. In your system, just go to Google. In that Google, just type BlueJ. Once you type BlueJ, you will have a Google web page. Okay, in that web page, in that browser, once you search BlueJ, it will take you to the Google web page. In that you can see bluej.org. Okay, here Windows. Okay, once you select Windows, it will show you the versions that you want. Select the Windows. Then a dialog box appears and it will be installed In your system location, it will ask you the location, you choose the location, then right click and install. Once you click install, it will show you this dialog box. Go to install just for you and click next. Okay, so you can also just tell install for all the machines. Now it is showing you again three options. Select all the three options and click next. If you want to change the location, and you can change your location where you want to install the software. Finally give install. Okay, once you click install, it will take you a bit of time. So you have to wait until the software gets installed. It will take only 30 seconds or 40 seconds, maybe 1 minute also. Once it is downloaded, you will get the option finish. Click on finish. Then now, if you see either in your desktop or you can see that option in the folder where you installed it. Okay, you can just click onto that and start working into BlueGen. You have to give agree or you can give no thanks. Okay, students. Now you understood how to install the BlueGen. Now we are going to write a Java program and compile with the execution. I'm going to tell you how to just open the BlueJ editor and execute the program. I'm going to write a program for you. Listen carefully. You will have to write at the end of the session your own program. I'll give you as assignment. Okay, students, ready? Now I'm going to just select a BlueJ editor. Once I select BlueJ editor, what happens? A window will be open for you. Here, I'm going to select a new project, which is your first program. You can give the project any name which you like. So once, if the name is already in your system, you can give a new name for your project. Okay. So once you give a name to your project, click OK. Sorry. After clicking OK, what happens again? You have to go to new class. Once you select a new class, you will have to give a name to your class. A class is nothing but a collection of objects where you are going to write a program. It is like a room. In that room, you are going to dump all the things. Once it is dumped, you will lock the room and safely you will have your key. That is how we execute. Okay, and keep in your mind there you should not give any names as keywords. Okay, now I'm going to right click on class 1, open editor. Once I give open editor, what happens? This is my text editor, BlueJ text editor. Where I'm going to design a program. I'm going to design a program. First, I've decided and given a name. Second, I'm designing a program. For that, I'm going to write, these are all, we call it as code. I'm going to design a simple program. So unnecessary lines I'm deleting here. So these are all unnecessary for my program. So I have deleted it. Just select it and delete. Now public class 1. This is the class 1 name we gave. So on the top we have already class 1. Here I'm going to change it to static, means I'm not going to change my main program. Always you have to follow this procedure. First, you will be writing class 1. Secondly, you are going to write a main program where your logic appears. Here, I'm going to do a simple addition. For that, what is necessary? What is required? Two values, and after addition, I need one more variable to store my result. So first I'm going to initialize my variables. So these values will be only in integer. Integer means rounded values. So I'm giving the int. Syntax will be always for me int. Okay, int means integer value. X equal to 2, y equal to 4, and next int y equal to x plus 5. Now I'm getting a red line under this. What it says, variable y is already defined. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the y and put z there. After entering z, I'm going to print it. Once you write a code, if you don't print the value, or you will see the output. So you have to print it. This is your standard syntax for printing the output. So you have to keep in your mind this syntax, system dot out dot print ln. Ln means print line. Okay. Now inside that, I'm going to open the bracket and give the sum of x and y is, that is given in double quotes. That will be printed as it is in your output screen. And now plus z. It is going to print the result which is stored in z. Okay. Now I have completed my code. I'm closing the outer braces. Inner braces is already closed. Now outer braces. And the rest of the lines, it is not required for me. So what I'm doing now, I've completed my program. I'm going to save it and compile it. So once I click on compile, it shows no syntax error. Class compiled, but no syntax error. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to check my result. So right click on the class one. Here I have void main. That is your program. Okay. Once you click on void main, what happens? It is going to show you the output of your program. Click onto that. Yes, I've got my output. The sum of x and y is 6. Let us see what we wrote in the code. X equal to 2, y equal to 4, z equal to x plus 1. 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. Yes, now the output is sum of x and y is 6. Now we have got the children. Class 1, that is our class. And next in text editor we wrote only 3 lines, and that line should be written always in void main, that is your header file, and inside that you have to print it, okay, with the syntax system.out.println. Now I have completed and closing all the tabs, and here you have to first close the project, then you have to quit the BlueJ text editor. You all understood, children, how to do a sample program? Okay. Now we'll go to components of Java program. Now you all know how to write a program. Now we are going to learn what are the components is required for Java program. In this we have totally 5 components. First one is identifiers, second literals, third data types, fourth variables, and the last one will be operators. In this session we are going to cover only in this session we are going to cover only identifiers and literals. Okay. So first we will discuss about identifiers, then we will discuss about literals. Okay, children. Now first identifiers. In this identifiers we have again some categories. Before going into that rules, we will see what is identifier. All Java components require names. Yes, without names, can you write now? For example, we created a program. In that program, what did you do? First, you gave a name to the project, and then it asked you a new class. You gave a name to the new class. After giving a name, what happened? Then only you entered into the coding part, right? So likewise, all Java components require names, and those names will be used for what? Classes, methods, interfaces, and variables. You will see these informations in detail in next year. Just you know what is what. That is enough for you in this academic year. Now, first classes. What is classes? You know already. Just now we saw within the class only you write the entire code. Okay, a class is a collection of objects and methods. You can access the methods, variables, captains. So these components, these names, you will study in detail next year. Now we will see the rules for identifiers. So if you write a program, what you will do, you will give a class name, and that class name, how it should appear. So how it should look like. That is what we are going to tell you now. Rules. So all identifiers must start with either A to small, A to small z, or capital A to capital Z. Or you can use two symbols. One is currency value, that is dollar symbol, or you can use underscore, but you should not use a keyword, anything, any keywords. For example, print is a keyword. Another one, class is a keyword, so we are not supposed to use the keywords. Okay, it is a case sensitive. Okay, so that's why we call it as keyword and normal letters. So here, for example, class and class has some difference. Okay, so we call small class as a keyword, and capital C if you give that, that is a normal name. Okay, so these two are different. That's why we call it as case sensitive. Now we are going to see again literals. So this is our second component of Java program. In this literals, so why we call it as literals? It means any number, text or other information which represents a value, we call it as literals. For example, we have three categories of literals. First one, integer literals. Second one, real literals. Third, string literals. Okay, in the first category of integer literals, we are going to discuss what is integer. In this integer, so once again let me tell you, integer, decimal, 1 to 9 and 0, we call it as 0 to 9, that is base 10, octal 0 to 7, hexadecimal 0 to 9 and A to F. And the example for integer literals are, we can call integer in short as int. So int is a keyword. So you have to write always in your program integer as int. This is your keyword. Okay. Int decimal equal to, it starts from any number 1 to 9. So 0, 1, 2, 3, any combinations it may have. Okay. And the next example is int octal. So octal is 0 to 7. So it starts always from 0. And next one is hexadecimal. That is a combination of alphabets and numbers. This is your integer literals. Literals has three categories. One is integer. Next is real literals. Okay, a real literals, what does it mean? It is fractional numbers. We call it as fractional parts. They are numbers containing fractional parts. You know what is fractional parts, right? Which has decimal points in between two ranges. Example, 9.99 or 0.9 or 0.0001. In that case, we call it as fractional parts. This is under real literals. You know now what is real literals, right? Now, string literals. This is your third category for literals. String means it is a characters, collection of characters, we call it as string. What does it mean? Alphabets A to Z is string literals. Here, they represent string of characters. They consist of a series of characters inside double quotes. Now, for example, we wrote a program in that system.println. What did you give? The sum of x and y, you gave it in double quotes, right? Whatever you give it in the double quotes, that will be printed as it is in your output screen. That statement we call it as a string. A collection of characters, we call it as string. Okay, for example, if you want to create a string message, this is your keyword string. Okay, you have to give the first character as capital. So this is your string message equals to hello world. That will be given in double quotes. Okay, you have to give always the string value in double quotes. Understood? Okay, and next you are going to see a recap whatever we discussed in this session. Okay, programming means it has 5 steps. What is it? First one, identify the problem. Second one, design a program, right? Third one, coding the program. Fourth one, guess what it is? Testing the program. Last one, debugging the program. Compile it, see whether there is an error. If there is no error, you can execute it. And next one, we saw introduction to Java, right? We saw introduction to Java program, and next we saw introduction to BlueJ JDK, Java Development Kit. After the introduction, we saw compiling and executing a program. So Java mainly, Java is a simple and powerful programming language. BlueJ, which is used for Java programs. BlueJ is a text editor which is used only for Java development. And next we saw components. Components of Java program. First one, identifiers. It is a names where you can refer for your program. Second one, literals, the values which you use for your program. Okay, you understood now? Okay, children. And next one, I've created a quiz for you in this chapter. It is very easy, only 5 questions. You will be able to answer it. This is given in quizzes app. You can just go to joinmyquiz.com. Okay, enter this code and play the game. Okay, after entering the code, it will let you in. So that please give your names. Okay, and next you can also click the link below and play the game. Okay, children. Thank you, children. If you have any doubts, please contact me, either GCR, okay, or you can text me also. And please kindly do the assignments. It will be helpful for you for quarterly exam or forthcoming exams. Don't avoid it. Try to attend all the quizzes. It is only 5 or 6 questions. Please spend at least 2 minutes to play the game. Okay, children? Thank you, children. We'll meet you in next class.